If I took this shirt off, you'd see a beautiful, beautiful person. But you'd see wounds all over me. I've taken a lot of wounds, I can tell you. More than I suspect any president ever.
I'll take your word for it. Please don't take your shirt off. Now, that was Trump, who was pandering to evangelical voters during his speech at the Faith and Freedom Conference. He spent a lot of time fear-mongering about what's gonna happen to religious liberty in America should Biden get reelected, which is hilarious because we've just had 4 years of Biden and nothing has happened to religious liberty. In fact, religious liberty is going stronger than ever with various states banning reproductive rights and infringing on the rights of women. But nonetheless, let's hear more of what he had to say.
But we need Christian voters to turn out in the largest numbers ever to tell crooked Joe Biden, Joe, the apprentice, Joe, you're fired. You're fired, Joe. Get out of here, Joe. As you know, the radical left is trying to shame Christians, silence you, demoralize you, and they want to keep you out of politics. They don't want you to vote. That's why you have to vote. They're counting on you now, because if you vote, no, we cannot lose. They don't want you to vote. But Christians cannot afford to sit on the sidelines. If Joe Biden gets back in, Christianity will not be safe in a nation with no borders, no laws, no freedom, no future. You're not going to be safe. You're not going to be safe as a person, and your religion certainly will be, I think, in tatters. You want to know the truth? I think in tatters.
Tatters. Now, it sounded like hyperbole, right? But Trump likes to one-up himself, and he's about to do it in this next clip.
The reason the radical left will always come after religious believers is simple, because they know that our allegiance is not to them. Our allegiance is not to them. Our allegiance is to our country, and our allegiance is to our Creator. And we do not answer to the bureaucrats in Washington. We answer to God in heaven. You're not even allowed to say that anymore. Today, if you say that, they want to arrest you. If you say that, they want to arrest you. Who likes the 10 Commandments, by the way, going up in the schools?
But you just said it, and you're not arrested. Like, I don't understand how people buy into that fear-mongering. Look, I get it. There's criticism toward the religious right, but that's part of the free speech. That's part of the political discourse in America. That is very different from this notion of throwing religious Christians specifically into jail for talking about how they're honoring their creator or whatever. No, honor your creator. I think religious liberty actually is important. I think people should be allowed to exercise their religion in America. I think that's actually one of the wonderful things about America, that we don't have a government that is forcing a religion or forcing no religion at all in this country. And so, like, the fear-mongering just really drives me crazy because I don't understand it. I don't understand how anyone who is religious can buy into it, especially at a time when religious zealotry is actually having a huge impact on policies, whether it pertain to gay rights, transgender rights, obviously reproductive rights. The list goes on and on. Thanks for watching. Our audience has helped build TYT into the media giant it is today. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at tyt.com/team.
People love to think that they are victims.
Yeah, on both sides, by the way.
Let's be honest, let's be honest.
Yes.
By the way, all sides, all ethnicities, all religions, they all love it, okay? Do they like being actual victims? No. And that's the thing. And if you've never actually been a victim, ironically, it almost like makes you like want to pretend to be one more. So like Reggie Jackson had a really interesting thing he said the other day. He's a legendary baseball player, and Willie Mays had just passed away. So he told a story about when he was first in the league with the A's, and how they wouldn't let him stay in the same places, they wouldn't let him eat in the same places. This is a real heartbreaking story, but it was also heartwarming because Raleigh Fingers, guy with a funny mustache, et cetera, and the manager all said, no, we're gonna eat together, we're gonna stay together, otherwise we're not gonna stay here, okay? But Reggie said, if you've ever been through something like that, you never wanna experience it. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, okay? So that's what an actual victim reacts like, not like, oh my God, we're the victims, yay, I have wounds all over. I'm so excited about it. No, that's not how victims talk, okay? And stop trying to be victims. Can I just say, look, if I wanted to be, I could say, oh my God, I've literally had tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of comments against me in terms of my ethnicity, my religious background, etc. You dirty Muslim terrorist savage, you should be. Yogurt. Yeah, I've had hundreds, if not thousands of death threats, right? If I wanted to, I could go into, oh my God, I'm the biggest victim of the world. Which, okay, all those people hate me. They've also had terrible, terrible things about me, let alone mainstream media that has actually victimized me in a lot of ways, right? But did I clam up and go into a shell and then brag about my victimhood? Or do I fight back? Do I engage in the world? Do I choose to be happy no matter what, right? But when back to Trump now, the religious right. So I mean, in a sense, don't worry, you're not alone. Almost everybody does it. But do you also do it? Oh my God, spectacularly. You all want to be Jesus. You all want to be the guy on the cross without actually being on the cross, okay? Without actually suffering anything. So, and for the religious right, since they've been in charge in this country for so long, the minute that they get to equality, they think that they've been victimized.
But like, what do you mean?
Because you're taking power away from them. They're like, we had unfair power, now it's fair. We don't like it. We're the victims.
But like, now that they've gotten to equality, what does that even mean, Cenk? What does that even mean? Religious people have been free to practice their religion forever. Like, what is the issue here?
No. In the old days, they would say, yeah, we're gonna put under God in the Pledge of Allegiance, we're gonna put it on the dollar bill.
They did.
No, I know. We're gonna put it in the 10 Commandments, in all the schools in the old days, etc. They would get to do all of these things, right? And they're like, we don't care about your Judaism or Islam. I don't care about any of that goddamn stuff, okay? Christianity, that's it, right? Now there's a lot of Jews, Muslims, etc. in the country, and a lot of atheists who go, guys, we actually want to be equal, so your religion doesn't get to rule over us. So the idea of Christianity not ruling over the rest of us makes them think that they're victims.
I don't understand. Look, we covered the story about the 10 Commandments. Was it Louisiana where they're gonna have the?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not supposed to have a specific religious doctrine used in our public school system because it's the public school system that's paid for through public tax dollars. Okay, so people who believe in Judaism or people who believe, in Islam, whatever it is, why should they fund this effort to put the 10 Commandments up, which is a part of a specific religion that they don't believe in? Like, it's wrong, right? It goes against what our constitutional protections are. That is not a violation of religious liberty in terms of what Christians are going through. It is a violation of religious liberty for those who aren't Christian and don't believe in the 10 Commandments.
It's actually super easy to understand. So if I said to you, okay, you want to put up a Christian document in all the schools, no problem. Let's also put up a Muslim document and one that says you shall not draw the Prophet Muhammad, and if you do, you should be executed. Now, is that a real Muslim thing? It isn't, okay? That's fundamentalist lunatics believe that, right? But hey, it's a religion of some sort. It's a sect within Islam, right? So if we put that up on the schools and said, oh, okay, now remember all the little kids, if you draw Prophet of Muhammad, you should be executed. Would you be okay with that? Of course not. Well, you would say, why am I going to have all the kids indoctrinated into this weirdo version of Islam? By the way, there's also parts of the Bible that say things like that. So should we put biblical verses that talk about killing all of your opponents, killing all the Jews, killing this, killing that?
Can we go back to teaching kids how to read? Like, honestly. Like the politicizing public schools issue, whether it be the effort to politicize on the left or effort to politicize on the right, which is the case with this Louisiana situation, it's gross when you consider how far behind American students are because of the dismantling of our public education system. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous that we're having instead of talking about what we can do to improve education for our students so they're better prepared for their futures, you have this effort to inject religion into public schools.
Yeah.
These people don't care about these kids at all. That's the thing that's so gross about all of it.
By the way, if you think, but Cenk, yes, but you've taken an absurd part of Islam and said, and they would never do that in Christianity, they're just doing the 10 Commandments. One of the 10 Commandments is, you shall not have graven images of God, which is incredibly similar to you shall not draw the Prophet Muhammad. So you're actually putting that on the walls of all the schools in Louisiana. But most importantly, guys, you've got to stop believing in lunatic conspiracy theories. So Alex Jones told you you'd all be in FEMA camps by the end of Obama's term. Are you in a FEMA camp? Ted Cruz told you you'd all be stuffed into Hobbit homes. Well, are you in Hobbit homes?
Kind of.
Okay. Well, housing prices are bad, but I don't think that's what he meant. And now Trump is telling you that if you say that you have a God in heaven, you'll get arrested. You gotta know that that's a lunatic conspiracy theory, right? Here, watch, say it. Here, I'll say it. Okay, our God in heaven, may he protect us.
Oh my God.
Anybody gonna arrest me? Am I getting arrested? You say it at home. All of you can say it at home. I guarantee you don't get arrested.
Yeah.
It's lunatic conspiracy theories. It's never happened, it's never going to happen. And by the way, you know who would fight hardest for you? We would, because we actually believe in religious freedom. And if somebody was going to be discriminated against because they were a Christian and they said our Father is in heaven, we would come to help you first.
Can you imagine the cops showing up to arrest you for saying that? Like
it's
just
so stupid,
ridiculous.
guys. Come on, it's so absurd. It's so absurd.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.